First of all, please let me have a quick review of our ZYCOO Enterprise IP Voice Communication Solution. And it's designed to meet the modern communication needs of businesses, providing efficient and reliable services. Built on an IP network architecture, this solution integrates calling, conferencing, broadcasting, intercom, and even more, ensuring seamless communication both within and outside your organization. And our T-Series IP-PBX serves as the core of the entire system, managing all the endpoint devices, such as your IP phones or some other intercoms. Users can deploy the IP phones in their offices for calling, for meeting, and while they could also have some SIP speakers or intercoms to fulfill some other requirements. And the VoIP gateway extends the connectivity with the FXO, FXS, and PRI interfaces. And the operator panel software offers the operators more convenient call management, and the CooCall softphone provides a flexible solution for making and receiving calls at any time, anywhere. Okay, and here is a quick overview of our IP-PBX. Our new generation of the T-Series IP-PBX currently includes the three models. The T100 is designed for small businesses, and the T200 is very suitable for small to medium-sized enterprises. And the T600 is ideal for medium to large enterprises. And the T-Series IP-PBX is based on the Asterisk 18, utilizing free open source software, which ensures more stable system operation, reduce the failure rate, and shortens the start time. And its modular design significantly enhances the scalability, allowing users to freely combine different modules to meet various needs, while also making their maintenance easier. Okay, based on our modular design, we currently provide our customers the following interfaces module for them to choose from. We got FXO, FXS, PRI, and GSM module to be chosen. And first, let me have a quick review of our FXO module. This module is primarily connected to the from the PBX side to the PSTN. Currently, we could support you the FXO module with the 2FXO. It can support up to 2 FXO ports, and we also got the 4 FXO supporting with the 4 FXO ports, and we also got the 2 FXOS module supporting you the 2 FXO ports and 2 FXS ports. Okay, and the next one is our FXS module, which primarily connects the PBX to the internal analog phones within your enterprises or the organizations, providing the conversation between digital and analog signals. Currently, we offer several modules with the FXS ports, including the 2FXS module supporting 2FXS ports, and we also got the 2FXS and the 2FXOS module to provide to our customers. Okay, and the next one is the PRI module, which primarily connects our IP-PBX to the ISDN to provide a high quality voice and data transmission. And by the way, our PRI module could only support on our T600 module IP-PBX. And for now, we only support one PRI module with one E1 or T1 port on it. Okay, and next one is our GSM module. GSM module enables PBX to directly use the mobile communication network for voice calls, and even the text messaging sending and receiving, these kind of features. And currently, we got the two GSM module supporting the two SIM cards on it, and we also got a full GSM module supporting full SIM cards on it. Okay, that's the module parts. And next, let's go back to the T series itself. First, I'd like to introduce you the T100 series, which includes three sub-models. The T100, T100S, and the T100A4. All of them support a maximum of 100 registration endpoints, and it support up to 50 concurrent calls and 50 conference attendees. And it uses 8 GB industrial SD card for storage, and so it can support save about 400 hours recordings and voicemails files. And you may ask, what's the difference between them? And the biggest difference between them lies in their module support capability, and the T100 can expand one small module. And the T100A4 could expand two small modules. And as for the T100S, it doesn't support any expansion modules. So it could just rely on the SIP trunk for communication. By the way, all of the T series could support SIP trunking, including the T200 and the T600. Okay, in the next page, you will see the specific modules supported by each module. For example, the T100 could support installing either a 2FXO module or 2FXS module. While the T100A4 can insert any two modules, you can just mix and match them based on your different needs, such as if you got a lot of analog phones, you can just pick two FXS modules. Okay, and the next one is our T200. It could support up to 200 registered endpoints, and it could support up to 80 concurrent calls and conference attendees. And it uses 8 GB SD card and 1 TB surveillance HDD for saving files, and it supports up to 15,000 hours recordings and voicemail saving times. Okay, and our T200 supports the installation of two detachable large models, which can be installed with modules of 4FXO, 4FXS, 2FXOS, 2GSM, and 4GSM. Users can install these modules according to their unique needs. Okay, and let's move on to the CooVox T600. And as for this product, it supports up to 600 registered endpoints, and the concurrent calls and the conference attendees numbers reaches 150. And it, as for the storage part, it uses 16 GB eMMC for his system, and he also got 1 TB surveillance HDD for saving the recordings and the voicemail. And its saving time is 15,000 hours too. And by the way, our T600 also supports the 1PRM module. So you can just pick any modules for it according to your needs. Okay, this is the product part, and in the next part, I will have some basic settings about our IP-PBX. Okay, for the overview part, I will talk about for some enterprise or the organization users who are using our T-Series IP-PBX for the first time. Okay, what I should do, and we recommend that you need to configure the following settings. First, you need to access your closed IP-PBX for the first time, and you need to set up the modules if you are using the T600 IP-PBX, and then you register your company's IP extensions onto the IP-PBX. And in the next part, you make the outbound call settings, and you make the inbound call settings, and then you can just use your IP-PBX to receive and make the outbound calls successfully. Or you can just use the configuration wizard to set them one by one according to the prompts. And after the settings are completely, you can also realize the PBX basic functions. Okay, let's move on to the step one. Access the CooVox IP-PBX. First, you need to log into our IP-PBX management page, right? So you can just configure a static IP address for your computer and set it in the same network segment with our IP-PBX LAN port, such as the default IP address of our IP-PBX LAN port is 192.168.10.100. So you can just set your computer's default your computer's IP address as such as 192.168.10.11 or 102. And next, you can just ensure that both sides can ping each other. And then you can just open the browser such as the Google Chrome and enter the LAN port's default IP address into the address bar, and then log in with the default username and password. And both of the username and the password are the admin. Yes. Okay, after you logging into your IP-PBX management interface successfully, and for safety reasons, we recommend that you should change your IP address management address immediately. You can navigate to the system. You can check on the figure. You can go to system, network, and network profiles to finish your network profile settings. And for example, you can just set it as the network mode as the static IP mode, and you enter your company's company LAN's IP address, subnet masks, gateway addresses, DNS, etc. And you check this out, and you click the submit button, and your IP-PBX IP address has been altered successfully. Okay, and let's move on to the next step. In this step, just like what I say, if you are using the T600 with one PRM module on it, you need to configure the module in advance. So let's check on the figure. You could go to the telephony, the preference, and you will find the module settings page, and you could select the corresponding slots. And then you set up the module tab to E1 or T1, and you choose your mode as E1 or T1 according to your environment, and after submitting it, the system will prompt you to reboot. It will say the current modification requires a restart to take effect, and you click the reboot now, and the system will reboot successfully, and the module will take effect. Okay, and in the next step, I think you could register the IP phones onto your IP-PBX. And first of all, you need to add the IP extension accounts first on your IP-PBX side. You could navigate the telephony extensions, IP extensions page, and then you could click the add button or the bulk add button to create new extension accounts. Okay, and the pop-up window will shows on this page. And you need to enter the extension numbers and the password, such as 101 or 102, and you give the password, and you should remember them. Okay, and check this out, and you could just click the submit button. Okay, and let me show you how to finish this. Okay, wait a minute. Go to telephony extensions and IP extensions. You could click add, and here you could just enter the extension number and name and password here, and you click submit. You will see such as 110 and 11 here. And in the next part, you need to log into your endpoint devices by GUI to register your device to the IP-PBX. Here I take an example using the K2 IP phone, and just like the IP-PBX, you use admin and admin to log into the IP phone's administrator by GUI. Okay, and you will find the line, and you click the line, and you will see you need to fill in the username and the authentication user as the extension number you created before. We entered the 101 here, and I entered the same password here. And the server address should be your IP-PBX management address. Here I take an example as the 17.138, and you check the server port as 5060, and you just click the apply, and your line status should be registered now. And you can also check it on the dashboard extensions here. And if your IP extensions registered successfully, you will check it here as the online status. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, after you have successfully registered your IP phones onto the IP-PBX, and now I think you could create some department for your organizations because the department concept is very useful for the IP-PBX system. Extensions can be grouped by your company's actual organization structure. So you could go to the telephony extensions departments page, and you will see the department here. And if you want to create a new one, you could just click the add button here. And the next pop-up window will show, and you enter your department name, such as the customer support team or the sales team. And here is the department extension. You can just leave it as the default. And you can also change the call strategy and or the ringtone here. And as for the members, you can just add some IP extensions such as 101 and 102 into this group. After checking them out, you can just click the submit button to save the settings. Here, the department or the group has been created successfully. So it's very easy to be created. Okay, and the next one is about the trunks. The trunk concept on an IP-PBX system is essential for the extensions to be able to make outbound phone calls. On our IP-PBX system, the trunks will be detected and generated automatically at the first time of the system booting. And for this part, you can just go to the telephony outbound control, and you will see the trunks. You will see the trunks page. You click it, and you can configure all the different trunk lines and the trunk types here. For example, after you have installed the corresponding modules, you can just see the trunks such as your FXO module, your GSM, your PRI module here. And in these physical trunks columns. And if you need to change the configuration of them, you can just click the edit button on the right side if you already insert the modules inside to your IP-PBX. And as for the zip trunk, as what I said, all of our IP-PBX got the zip trunk features, so you can just change the configuration for each IP-PBX, and you could just click the add button to create a new zip trunk. And after you clicking the add button, you will see this page. It shows the tab. You could change the tab as client mode or the server mode. In practical applications, we usually use the client mode. Client mode zip trunk are the most commonly used to connect to the zip providers for local, long distance, and international phone calls with your IP-PBX. And well, if you use the server mode, it's only used when the users want to do zip trunking between two IP-PBX. So here we can just click the zip mode, and for the rest parameters, they usually be given by the server provider. And for some such as the authent user or the server address, this kind of parameters. For those parameters that are not mentioned by the provider, you can just leave them blank or use the default values. After you checking this out, you could just click the submit button, and you will see just like this 252 zip trunk as a client mode, and the status of it will be registered status. Okay, that's the trunks part. Okay, after you have creating your SIP trunks, you could set outbound call settings. And in this part, let me set the outbound call style rules first. Just like this figure, you need to go to telephony, outbound control, the dial rules page. And in this page, you can set up different dial rules. For users who dial numbers in different formats and call through different trunk lines. For example, the users dial, you can just set the settings and according to the settings, users can dial the numbers with the prefix 9 to call through the FXO line, and he could also dial the numbers with the prefix 00 to call through the SIP trunk. Let's move on to the next. It will shows more detail. Okay, and in the dial plan, you can create different rules, right, to match as you wish, such as you could choose different time rules here, the dial prefix here, the dial patterns here, etc. And then you can make the outgoing calls through your specific trunk, such as I want to choose this SIP trunk, and you click this button, and this SIP trunk will be selected. And by the way, for the dial pattern, it's very important because it acts like a filter for matching different numbers dialed with your trunks. The different patterns you can enter are similar to the asterisk definition of them. For example, if you use the letter X, it refers to any digit between 0 and 9. That means you could press 0, press 1, press 2, and if you use the letter N, it refers to any digit between 2 and 0. That means you couldn't use 0 and 1 in here. And if you use the letter Z, it means you can enter any digits but not 0. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as for the dot, it is a wild card which can match any digits and letters, but it must match something, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even the hash symbol, this kind of symbols. Okay, now I could just configure the dial pattern as the access dot. So it means you could enter the number starting with 2 digits, and it must to be at least 3 digits or characters long. Okay, that's the outbound call style rules. So after you have setting up your IP-PBX outbound dial rules, you can set specific dialing permissions for your different extensions. You could just go to the telephony, the outbound control, and the dial permissions page to set it up. And a dial permission consists of outbound dial permissions and internal dial permissions. You may create several different dial permissions for your extensions. Here you can just click the add button, or to add a new dial permission, or you can just use the default one named with the dial plan 1. It is the system default dial permission. So let's move on. You click the add button, and you will see this pop-up window. Okay, and here you can see the dial rule. We create the several dial rules in the next steps, and here you need to use these dial rules for dial outbound phone calls. And here you can also see the internal permissions. They are used for controlling the extension numbers from using local phone system features, such as you can disable their call spy, call pickup features for specific extensions. Okay, and maybe in the next step, you can assign the extension numbers with different dial permissions, and I will show you in the next step. And you may limit all these extension users to dial the specific phones. Okay, and let's go back to focusing on the dial rules. Okay, you can just move the dial rules from the available rules field, and you check this box, and they will be moved into the selected rules. And you could just enable all of these dial rules. And by the way, if you have added these two dial rules or the two dial rules we mentioned before, such as users can dial the numbers with the prefix 9 to call through the FXO line, or the dial the numbers with the prefix 00 to call through the zip trunk. This kind of dial rules. And next, after you have submitting this, you can assign this dial permissions to your extension users, and they will be able to make outbound calls both through the FXO lines and the zip trunk lines. Okay, and in this step, I will show you how to bind these dial permissions to your different extension users. First, you need to go to telephony, extensions, IP extensions, where we created the extension numbers before, and you need to select extensions such as the 101. And you can click the blue button, this edit button, and you will see the edit window, and you will see the dial permission here. And by default, all the extensions will use the default dial permission, the dial plan 1 for calling. And if you have created some new dial permissions, such as the dial plan 2 or dial plan 3, please don't forget to assign to them here. Just pick up the dial plan 2 or dial plan 3 and submit it to save these settings. Okay, that's the outbound configurations. Next, let me show you how to configure the inbound calls. First of all, we need to configure the IVR settings, which is a very common configuration for your IP-PBX system. IVR, or the interactive voice response feature, is responsible for giving the interactive menus when the customer call up to your company. For example, your company's IVR menu could be press 1 for sales team, press 2 for the marketing team, press 3 for the customer supporting team, these kind of settings. And if you want to create multiple layer IVR menus, you may need to create the sub-layers first. Okay, and here we could go to the telephony. Okay, let me show you. Go to the telephony, the inbound control IVR, and you could just click it, and you will see the default IVR, welcome IVR, or you can just click add button to create a new one. Here you need to give a name for your IVR and give it IVR number, and here you can choose the this IVR's voice prompts. Actually, you need to upload it or record it from the audio library IVR prompts first. From the audio library IVR prompts, you can upload some different voice prompts here, and after you have finishing this, you could go back to IVR to select them. And as for the events, it's very important, and the events are the keys and the corresponding responses. You can just click the plus button to add some new events. For example, you can just set press one to trigger the such as call extension 111, or you can just press two to trigger call the department, such as you select your sales team or the technical team. And after you checking this, you can just click the submit button. And you can also choose the default prompt language or the press key timeout time. Okay, let's by the way, if you choose the invalid key, and you can also select the corresponding operation such as hang out. That means if the caller presses the keys that are not specified, and it will be handled by the invalid key to hang up immediately. And you can also set if the caller didn't press any key during the whole IVR process, the call will be handled by the no price button here. Okay, that's the IVR. And let's move on to the next slide. It shows the call queue feature. A call queue will place incoming calls in line to be answered while the extension users are busy with the other calls. And the queued calls are distributed to the next available extension user in the order received. Once a call queue has been created, it can be assigned to the specific extensions. Here you can go to the let me show you. You can go to the telephony, inbound control, call queue, and you can just click the add button to create a new queue. Okay, next you need to configure the queue name, such as Q1, and you need to configure the call queue number, and by default it will be 0300, and you could set the ring strategy, such as you can set it as ring all. It means ring all available agents until someone answers, or you can just set some such as the fewest calls. It means it will ring the extension of the agent who has taken the fewest number of the calls. And you can just define your music on hold. It also can be uploaded in the audio library. And as for the agent's lines, you can configure them as static or the dynamic. And you can just choose 0 and 1 as the static agents here. Okay, and after checking this out, you can just click the submit button to save this new queue. Okay, let's move on to the next feature. The next feature is about the time conditions. And the time conditions in the IP-PBX system will allow you to control inbound calls both during normal business hours and even on weekends or the holidays. Here you could go to telephony, inbound control, and you will find the time conditions. You click it and you go to this page, you will see the page settings includes the time rule, the weekend settings, and holiday settings. Okay, first of all, I think you need to create create the weekdays settings and the holiday settings. Okay, and let me show you. Okay, here we got a default office time, and you can just modify this setting, or you can just add another one. Okay, I open the default office time, and by default, it shows the office time from Monday to Friday from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And if you want to modify this, you can just click this button to delete the settings. And for example, I can set this as Monday, and I want it from 1 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. for an example, and I click the plus button, and it will be saved in the office time. And after you have creating all the office time for these settings, you can just click the submit button. Okay, and that's the weekday settings. And if you want to set some holidays, you can just click the add button, and you can choose the list of holidays, such as I want the holidays to be configured from September the 1st to September the 5th. And I choose it from the calendar, and I click the confirm button to save the settings. And you can give it name, September holiday or something else. And after you checking this out, you can just click the submit button, or you can just click the plus button to add some another holidays. Okay, and after you set up the weekdays and holidays, you can just create a time rule. Here you can give your time rule a name, such as time rule 1, and you can just set up your business hours destination. It means if some inbound calls is calling in your company during the business hours, and it will be given to the such as IBR or the department. You can set it according to your needs. And you can also set up the non-business hour destination. It means if inbound call is calling in to your company's and it will be transferred to such as voice assistant, and it will say it's not a business hour. Please contact us from the email or something else, and you can just check it again, and you could just click the submit button to save your time rules, and you can create a lot of time rules uh, to be chosen. Okay, let's move on to the next page. And I think after you creating your different time rules, you can apply them on the following pages. For example, first of all, you can assign them to the trunks in the inbound roles page. Here you can set the inbound the destination tab as the time rules, or you can go to the inbound control directly, direct routing the DID number to set the destination tab as the time rules. It means if the DID number is incoming, it will be it will be given to the time through the time rules. Okay, and you can also set the time rules on the below page, such as choosing it in the dial rules options. You can go to the outbound control, the dial rules, and you will find the time rules here, and you can choose one for the outbound control. And you can also choose it in the department settings. Similarly, it will be handled according to your time rules. Okay, that's all for the time rule settings. And next, I will introduce the inbound role settings. It will tell your IP-PBX system how to handle the incoming calls received from the different trunk lines. Because you got the FXO, you got the SIP trunks, so you need to be need to be told how to handle with them. Okay, and the calls can be sent to a variety of destinations, including the extensions, the departments, the IVRs, and or the time rules. Okay, okay, let me show you. Okay, uh, okay, we go into the inbound control, the inbound role page. You will see the FXO, 4 FXO ports here, and you can just click the edit button for FXO line 1. And you can set it as the time rules we create, such as we created before the time rule, such as cycle work time. And at this time, according to the time rule, incoming calls during the working hours will be transferred to the IVR. Okay, and you can also set FXO 2, 3, 4, or this SIP trunks one by one according to your customized needs. Okay, this the inbound roles. Okay, and I think for the basic configuration, and in the next part, I will show you some advanced features. And I think first of all, you need to make sure the following services are enabled. You could go to the system settings, and you will find the plugin page. And here we got the app call push, phone auto configuration, and PBX panel process list. If you want to use these features, you please check you have the corresponding services enabled. And after you confirming all of them, and in the next page, let me show you how to set up the operator panel. It's a desktop software application. And first of all, you need to create an operator panel account, and you need to bind it to the associated master phone. The master phone must be a static member for a queue. Otherwise, your CooCall list will not be displayed on your operator panel's main panel. Okay, so first of all, you need to bind the your master phone as a static agent in the call queue page, just like what I showed to you in the previous steps. And then you need to create the account. You could go to the system settings accounts page and click the add button to create a new operator panel user. Here you need to give it a username and password, and you need to choose the role as the panel user. And then you bind the master phone as your this operator user's extension, and you need to enter that queue here, and you click the submit button to save this account setting. Okay, and next you could go to the ZYCOO's official website, and you download the operator panel for your computer. It supports on both Windows and Mac OS. So after installing this successfully, you can just use the uh, account credential you created before to log into the operator panel. Okay, and the next main feature is about the proxy service. If you enabling this proxy service, it will allows your PBX to be accessed remotely from the public network without only in your local network. And it also allows the remote extension registration. By this way, you can just register your branches IP extensions onto your HQ's IP-PBX, and you could also use your CooCall cell phone from the public network. So you can just make calls or receive calls at home or at anywhere. So here you can go to the add-ons, and you could go to the remote access, and you will find the settings page, and you could enter the required information here, and you could set an email address, your contact name, your domain name, this kind of information. And after you filling them in, and you could click the free trial button to get a 1-year free trial experience. Okay, and if your IP-PBX free trial period ends and you want to still use our remote access feature, and you could just fill in the required information like the previous step, and you could just click the download button. And then a license file will be downloaded to your computers automatically. And next, you need to send this file to the ZYCOO team. And after we grant this license, and we will send it back to you, and you can just click the upload button to upload our granted license file to activate it your full version of the remote access feature. Okay, after you have uploading the certificate or the license, you can just you need to enable it from the items, remote access, the status page. You need to click the sync certificate button to for and next you need to click the enable button to enable this license. And by the way, you need to remember this domain server because it's your library remote access IP address, and it's also used for the SIP registration and SIP registration. Yes. Okay, and for the next feature, I will talk about our CooCall. Okay, the CooCall softphone is supported by the IP-PBX, and you can go to items, softphone, and settings to configure the registration information and enable the push notification feature within this section. Okay, and the first option here is about the push notification functions on CooCall for incoming calls. And the server address is part of the information required for generating the registration QR code for your CooCall softphones. And the next one is the server ports. And if this section is not filled in, the system will primarily use your proxy server server domain and server port as the server address. Okay, after you setting this up, you can go to the telephony extensions, IP extensions we mentioned before, and in this page, you choose one extension such as 11, and you will find the little QR code here, and you click it, it will show up. And you can just send your the specific extensions QR code to your relevant users, and you could install the CooCall software from the App Store or the Google Play, and they could just open the software, and you can they could scan the QR code for logging in. And then they could just perform some operations. Okay, and the next step for the administrator users, you could go to add-ons, softphones, and you will see the list page, and you enter into the list interface, and you will see this registration information and the registration status of all the extensions. And if you want to delete some users, you could just click the red button in the operation field. Okay, and the next one is the hold standby feature. And I think it's a very important feature if you want to enhance your organization's device high availability, and you need to configure it. It will be used for two same modules of the IP-PBX server with the same software version. And one server acts as the primary server and the other one works as the secondary server. And when the primary fails and all the current calls can be automatically switched over to the secondary servers in short time, and it requires configuration on both sides. And for this part, let me show you. You could go to the add-ons and you will see the hold standby feature. And here you need to enter the username and the password for both primary server and the secondary server to verify the heartbeat data. And next, I think you need to configure one for primary mode and the other one for the secondary mode. And for the IP address, you need to configure the other side's IP address. And the next one is the virtual IP. And yes, we provide you the virtual IP for the for the registration of the extensions. And you could also enter the notification email or the phone call notification. And both of these settings are not required, but you could enter it. And if the switch over happens, and an email or a phone will be sent to you to notice you. Okay, and you check this out, and you click the submit button, and hold standby feature will be configured successfully. Okay, and I think here is the complete configuration process for today, and we have covered all the key features and configuration steps necessary to ensure your IP-PBX functions properly. And I think with these settings in place, your IP-PBX will be fully optional to provide your business with an efficient communication platform that meets your enterprise needs.